about the main event of the weekend for the WWE, or I guess they call it the Undisputed WWE Championship. Let you know which world title means the most there. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. All right, let's be honest. The build up to this match, could have been better, and I got more to say about the build-up when we get to the end of the match, but, Cena and Cody had some good stuff where they threw some bombs at each other and things like that, so that was really cool to see. But then there were other times where it's like it mostly was John Cena going against the fans and everything, and there wasn't much brought up ever about The Rock, so it's like, where is this going? So it lead us to where we got here today in the main event. So the audience comes very much alive with the "Let's Go Cena Sucks" chants and completely erupt once the bell rings. So John Cena, he does a lot of stalling in the beginning while the audience stays electric. Wade Barrett, he even mentions on commentary how it used to be high-pitched voices saying, "Let's go Cena," and then the deep voices, "Cena sucks," and now that it's more in unison and everything, which, yeah, me and my friends used to point that out during the days that we weren't too fond of the whole way John Cena was being booked and portrayed in WWE back when we were like teenagers, early 20s and stuff like that. So yeah, we used to point that out. But yeah, most of the match in the beginning is John Cena methodically beating down Cody Rhodes, doing a lot of X handles, X handles off the top rope, and even does a tornado DDT from the top rope, showcasing his ability to use moves beyond the 5 moves of doom that many complained about on the internet for years. Once again, growing up and not being much of a Cena fan, saw these complaints and everything back in the day, but honestly, when Cena wanted to do things beyond the 5 moves of doom, he certainly proved that in his matches. And then from there, John Cena goes for the 5 moves of doom, but very slowly each time. And I will say this, I did like the more methodical pace that John Cena wrestled in this match, because you want to see that he's going to work differently as a heel. And so he wasn't doing the fast pace that he would do with his moves. He was just taking his time and soaking it all in and trash talking to the fans. So that was really cool. And then basically he goes for the 5-knuckle shuffle. And then he bends down for that. When he goes to bend down for the whole "you can't see me," Cody gives him a poke to the eye, and the match starts to turn into his favor. And you can hear audible boos. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boos for Cody Rhodes. And Michael Cole points out that on commentary, a lot of people wanted to see John Cena hit the greatest hits, because even though Cena's a heel, a lot of fans who paid a lot of money, and they paid, especially the front row seats, $25,000, I think I heard, for those seats, they paid a lot of money. And so for them, they don't care if John Cena's heel. They wanted to go ahead and see Cena one last time, get that world title. My buddy, the man 0001, who was there live in attendance, I did text him, and he told me that it felt like 50-50, and I could see that, because on the at least on TV, you could audible hear points where they were going back and forth. And then from here, when John Cena comes back on the offense with a drop toe hold, he then eventually does the attitude adjustment, and the audience starts cheering for this. And John Cena eventually even hits a super attitude adjustment from the top rope, which Cody Rhodes kicks out of with the near fall, and the fans boo. When John Cena then goes for the jumping leg drop from the top rope to Cody Rhodes, Cody counters in midair into a power bomb for a near fall, which I think was always the moment that they said is what Batista injured John Cena back at SummerSlam 1998, but he did that spot several more times and never got injured. I think it was covering up for something else that he did that really injured him. So the atmosphere is just crazy, and I will say, out of every match here at WrestleMania, this match probably had the most heat, where fans were just cheering and booing and just going nuts through the entire match and everything. This is the type of energy I would have loved to have seen from every match at WrestleMania, but hey, you can't blame the fans. This, at least, we can say this could have been done better, or that could have been done better about the storyline, but nonetheless, these are two superstars that they put a lot of time in investing in, so no wonder why, with that story, fans were really invested. So then from there, John Cena, after that crazy atmosphere, Cody Rhodes, he then hits the Cody Cutter, only for John Cena to kick out at another near fall. And I think people at this point, fans were chanting Cody Rhodes. They're singing Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes, however that goes. So like I said, the fans were kind of flip-flopping back and forth as far as who they were cheering for. So eventually John Cena gets the STF in, but Cody Rhodes refuses to tap out. And when Cody tries to pull Cody Rhodes back, Cody ends up kicking John Cena into the referee, causing the referee to get knocked out, and Cody Rhodes then gets the crossroads, but to no avail as the referee is not there to count the pinfalls, and obviously we know this means Shenanigan City. From there, John Cena, while the referee is down, he takes the turnbuckle pad and hits Cody Rhodes in the head twice, or hits Cody Rhodes' head into the exposed turnbuckle twice. The attitude adjustment he then hits the attitude adjustment and goes for the pin, but Cody Rhodes kicks out at 2. From here, Travis Scott's theme song, Fiend, which is also the official theme song for WrestleMania 41, and I think it was another song by The Weeknd, who's had five now of his theme songs used for WrestleMania pretty much all year, every year in the 2020 so far. Travis Scott, he comes out, and well, Travis Scott, while Travis Scott is taking his sweet time to come down down that long aisle, you see John Cena is just smiling, and I'm just sitting there the whole thing. You're giving Cody Rhodes plenty of time to recover. He is recovering, plenty of time. I'm screaming like, you might as well do something. And of course, John Cena ends up, when he picks up Cody Rhodes, he tells Travis Scott to hit him, but Cody Rhodes, he made sweet use of all that recovery time, ducks the hit, and he tries to swing at Travis. Travis jumps off the ring apron, and Cody Rhodes then delivers the crossroads to John Cena and nearly gets the pinfall victory, only because Travis Scott pulls the referee out. And from here, Cody Rhodes then tells Travis Scott to get in the ring, and they go face to face. Travis tries to smack Cody again, but Cody Rhodes delivers the crossroads to Travis Scott and kicks him out of the ring, getting that revenge for getting popped in the face by him. From there, John Cena, he picks up the WWE Championship, but Cody is able to block it and grab the title from him, and Cena starts doing something we've never seen him before. He gets on his knees and he begs. He's begging, don't do it. And Cody, he's struggling. He wants to hit John Cena with the title, but he just can't bring himself to do it. And I'm sitting there at the screen like, F him. Just do it. F him. You know, he effed you up. Now it's your time to F him up. You know, you could imagine if this is Stone Cold Steve Austin in the attitude there, you think Stone Cold's gonna be like, I can't bring myself to do it. No. It would have been like, nah. Stone Cold made sure everyone had hell to pay, whether you were a babyface and heel. And those are the type of baby faces I grew up with, and I would have loved to seen that for Cody Rhodes here as a babyface. However, it was not to be, as Cody Rhodes basically ends up throwing the title away, wanting to do it the right way, and John Cena, of course, takes advantage and kicks him right in the balls. You know, there's a great line from for those of you that are Dragon Ball fans out there. It was in the early Funimation dub where Vegeta, he tells Goku, he goes like, these are warriors, Kakarot, and they'll do whatever it takes to win the game, referring to the characters, the Ginyu Force, who basically in wrestling terms were heels. More of my Dragon Ball content on my other main YouTube channel, SonGoshuaku. But yeah, I bring that back here into wrestling. Is that line always stuck with me because it's true. Sometimes you can't be that good guy. You gotta fight the bad guys with their own, give them a taste of their own medicine here, and that's what Cody Rhodes should have done, and that's what we've seen baby faces like The Rock and Stone Cold back in the Attitude Era do, and so why Cody Rhodes is not doing it here, no idea why. And from there, Cody Rhodes, now with the succumbing to the low blow, John Cena then picks up the WWE Championship belt and he nails Cody Rhodes with it. And the referee gets back into the ring and starts counting, and I'm like, okay, Cody Rhodes is going to kick on that. It's going to take more than that to beat Cody Rhodes and stuff. And so the referee counts 1, 2, 3. And I'm like, what? Like that? And there it is. John Cena has now become the 17-time world champion. The ending of WrestleMania 41, and the audience, they erupt. They are glad to see it. And I just got through watching WrestleMania 17, which is my all-time favorite pro wrestling match ever, honestly, in terms of WWE and stuff like that. When even though Stone Cold Steve Austin turned heel, that the fan base did not care. They still jumped because they were happy to see Stone Cold get that win for the WWE Championship, and even I was, 'cause I'm a loyal Stone Cold fan, and that's pretty much. The audience didn't care that John Cena cheated and all that stuff. They just wanted to see Cena get that 17th world title win. So yeah, Cena for the first time since, I think, 9 years, I think it was. Like, last time he held that championship was in 2016 because he lost the Elimination Chamber. No, it was 2017, so about 8 years. 2017, I think, yeah, because he had beat AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble in 2017 and then lost it to, I think, Bray Wyatt in the Elimination Chamber. So yeah, that being said here, yeah, that's how WrestleMania goes off the air. Honestly, I do think John Cena winning was the right move, and I do think Cody Rhodes chasing is the right move. But here's my thing about this: though it was the right decisions, I thought this could have been executed way better. For starters, there, Cody Rhodes, I just think, making him look conflicted when I've just mentioned baby faces before who would have been like, F it, I'm going to give you a dose of my own medicine. Having him be conflicted, it brought me back to, when they had Bayley early on in her WWE main roster career. She was in a match where you're supposed to whack your opponent with a Kindle stick, but she just couldn't bring herself to it, throws it down, and Alexa Bliss took advantage. And it took Bayley a long time to recover back from that, and thankfully she ended up becoming one of the all-time greats. But that's kind of what it did here. I don't think that was a good look for Cody Rhodes as the top babyface after overcoming the odds last year with Roman Reigns, just like that, a low blow and a championship to the face, and then that's it. Yeah, I thought they were going to do something much more bigger. I figured Cena would cheat, but I thought it would be something more grander, like The Rock coming out. And the only reason why I picked Cody Rhodes is because I'm thinking, okay, Stone Cold Steve Austin's in Las Vegas. They've been teasing The Rock through this whole, at least during Elimination Chamber. And so I'm thinking right there is that John Cena is going to get helped by The Rock and Travis Scott, and Stone Cold's going to come out and stun The Rock, and we'll get one more WrestleMania moment of Austin giving The Rock the stunner, and then that's where it's going to end up, and that's what I was thinking. And even if Cena went over, it'd be something where he cheats, but I know they're not going to want to waste a big Stone Cold Steve Austin run-in moment on something like that, but it kind of looked pretty obvious that Stone Cold probably was just out there for that one moment and stuff and things like that. And then as we go from here, some other things that I had problems in terms of this build-up. Yeah, there were a lot of people who were just talking about the build-up and complaining and saying Triple H isn't cooking this year for WrestleMania. And I'm like, you know what? Triple H is a slow cooker. But more often than not, he has proven over the last couple of years that it is eventually going to have a big payoff. It's usually a big payoff that we get. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather wait till WrestleMania is over and let me judge based on the completion of WrestleMania, and then we can backtrack and see how this goes. So I'll say this: I thought WWE should have not teased The Rock. To have The Rock be there at Elimination Chamber, and you really didn't need him. If this is what they had planned all along, there was no reason to do the John Cena and the Rock together. I mean, because they barely mention The Rock. I don't think it's good for your audience, just in any form of storytelling, any form of fiction or TV shows, to do a big tease of something and then barely mention it, and then when you get to the big moment that everything is culminating to not deliver on it. What I felt they should have done is they should have had The Rock say right then and there, hey, I'm not going to be at WrestleMania because it won't be needed. John Cena will take care of business from here. Had he said that, you at least let your audience know, okay, there's going to be no Rock. We still would have been wondering why John Cena showed up with The Rock, but when John Cena doesn't do any of this mentioning of The Rock, doesn't do any, there's hardly any mention of it at all throughout the TV, then you're thinking, okay, something big is going to happen at WrestleMania, and that's where they reveal it. It might get revealed later on, but it didn't get revealed here. WrestleMania is the big payoff. So I do think teasing The Rock was not a good idea to tease him, and he didn't even show up at WrestleMania. I remember a fan was asking The Rock on social media months ago, is it true you're not going to be working at WrestleMania 41? And The Rock basically commented, don't believe that bull crap. And here we are. The Rock did indeed not work WrestleMania 41. So now moving forward, if someone asks, hey, Rock, are you going to work at WrestleMania 42? And he says, no, a lot of people are going to be like, well, can we take it for it? And I do feel like now WWE is treading as far as trust with your audience. When you do big teases like this, like when The Rock shows up, how excited do we get? It's always great to see The Rock, but when The Rock shows up, is it just going to be something like it's just for this moment and we're not going to get a big payoff here at the big show? Like, I think this was not handled really well. And I think there's other stuff they could have done better in this build up. Like, didn't have John Cena for the first 2 weeks after the heel turn. Why not sit down with John Cena and do some sort of video package with him or some sit down interviews for the nights that he couldn't be there? There were a lot of fans who were complaining about the build ups to WrestleMania, and now they probably feel like, they were justified in that and stuff. Having waited it out first, I look at it and it's like, man, yeah, this is just, wow, I can't believe they did that like that. I mean, Travis Scott showed up at WrestleMania, but yeah, I just wish they could have been executed better. I wish they would have been very transparent from the start that The Rock's not going to be at WrestleMania. They would have done some sort of storyline to explain why The Rock's not going to be there, so there is no expectation, or maybe they didn't know and they want to hope. The Rock accordingly said in the press conference essentially that the fans just trust that there always is something planned, and that's why I'm saying there could definitely be something planned later on, but as far as WrestleMania, that's the big show. WWE should have made it clear that WrestleMania, instead of presenting it in like rhymes and riddles like, okay, is he or is he not, it should have been made clear that The Rock was not going to be a part of this, because honestly I don't think he really needed The Rock. This was all John Cena. John Cena could have just made the turn because we never found out why he teamed up with The Rock. So yeah, we didn't get a big moment of Stone Cold coming in, and Austin is fresh, several months removed from knee surgery, so I'm not sure how much he could do physically in the ring anyway. So yeah, who knows if we'll ever get that big last moment with The Rock and Stone Cold getting physical for one more stunner. We'll see how that goes. That being said, while I thought it could have been executed better, like I said, I do think this is the right move. You can have Cody Rhodes chase John Cena for the championship, and now I'm looking forward to John Cena versus Randy Orton, most likely at Backlash, because we can get a John Cena and Randy Orton match, but for the first time, the dynamics is different. Now we'll have John Cena as the heel and Randy Orton as the babyface. I'm looking forward to another CM Punk and John Cena match. That was my favorite match I witnessed in person at Money in the Bank 2011, but this time Cena as the heel and CM Punk as the babyface. So I'm looking forward to seeing John Cena run back some of his classics and hopefully tie it up with some of the up and comers, and eventually I think before the year's over you can have Cody Rhodes defeat John Cena and do a redemption storyline where Cena loses the title, but he gets his redemption and he apologizes to the fans and he retires as a babyface. So overall, like I said, I think the right decision, but it could have been done better. As far as the match goes, I did enjoy it. I definitely think it's definitely been one of the better John Cena matches we've seen in recent years. So yeah, really said I got much to complain about the match. I just thought the ending could have been executed a little better to make Cody Rhodes look better as that defiant babyface, but John Cena still found some way of every trick in the book to be a heel and win. Almost like when Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar, while I would have preferred a clean win when he beat him at SummerSlam a few years ago, man, he went all out to try and cheat in everything he could to beat Brock Lesnar, and he did. And I thought I would have loved to seen that level of cheating from John Cena. I thought I was going to take everything, The Rock, Travis Scott, everything to put Cody Rhodes down. He is the man that finally beat Roman Reigns, but yeah, that's how it goes. So there we go for that.